Welcome members of the New Providence School District School Board. My name is Carrie Phillips and I am here today as an advocate for technology integration in our schools. I have had the opportunity to study some aspects of the education system in India, and I believe that there are some lessons that we can learn from India and apply to our district here in New Providence, New Jersey. Around the world, countries are working to integrate technology in education. Here in our district, we have made great strides to equip our teachers with the technology tools they need to improve the education of our students. The biggest issue that teachers face, however, in our district and others all over the world, is how to use that technology effectively. How can we truly incorporate technology into our teaching instead of focusing on how to use it? How are the 4 C's of technology integration demonstrated in our classrooms? How can students be prepared for their future careers utilizing 21st century skills? The first step is to prepare the teachers. Through this presentation, I hope to convince you, our administrators, that professional development on technology integration and time for teachers to collaboratively plan, discuss, and troubleshoot will improve the education that our students receive and better prepare them for the 21st century workforce that they will eventually enter. India's technological image represents extremes. On one hand, there is Bangalore, which has become known as India's Silicon Valley. And on the other hand, there are the slums and small villages where clean water is at a premium. According to Canton, India has the world's second highest number of Facebook users. But internet penetration is still below 10% across the entire population. Compare that to the internet penetration in the US, which is about 80%, and one might say that the US is far ahead of India technologically. Yet, according to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, India is a destination for IT and business process outsourcing. It is also emerging as a center for research and development projects for global powerhouses such as Microsoft. Rahul Bedi, who worked in the Indian education sector for many years under the Intel Education Initiative, in an interview with Abhay Anand, states that the key to maintaining India's lead in technology is the production of a skilled workforce that is in tune with the global economy. If this is true for India, wouldn't this be the case for the United States as well? Education is the way to build that skilled workforce. Our schools are where our future CIOs and technology innovators will begin their journeys. If we are going to improve the education in our district here in New Jersey, we need to take a look at what is working in other school systems. Let's take a look at a comparison of Indian and U.S. education. In this clip, Robert Compton, creator of the 2 Million Minutes documentary that I suggest you watch if you haven't already, discusses that young Americans are not as prepared for the technological jobs that young people in India and China are prepared for.
You've heard the argument that America's schools have lost their edge. They're not graduating enough engineers. China and India turn out hundreds of thousands more engineers than we do, and that means our future is at risk. What if it's not quite true? This is one of those conventional wisdoms that there are some people who strenuously disagree with. So let's talk with Bob Compton, executive producer of the documentary 2 Million Minutes. Many of you on our show would have seen him a couple weeks ago as we've been talking about this education issue. Jay Matthews is the education reporter for the Washington Post and author of the upcoming book, Teach, Baby, Teach. Thanks to both of you for being with us. And Bob, let me start with you.
The most effective way to prepare students for these more technology-involved careers is to utilize technology in the classroom. I think that we can all agree on that at this point. So what are the challenges we are facing that are getting in the way of this improvement to our educational system? Rahul Bedi, in his interview with Abhay Anand, states that these challenges in India are reigniting student interest in unpopular sciences, providing access to higher education and technology, which remain out of reach to a large portion of Indian society, and improving the use of technology as a tool to enhance learning. Many teachers shun technology because they want to avoid looking like not knowing how to use it properly. I am confident in saying that none of the teachers in the New Providence School District shun technology, but I do believe that there are many teachers that don't integrate technology into their classrooms as much as they could because they are unsure of how to do so effectively, or believe the amount of time it takes to plan and implement is too great with too little effect on the learning. I would argue, however, that utilizing information and communication technology can have a very large effect on learning if used in the right way. This video will demonstrate how using even simple technology can have a big impact on education and learning.
In the small village of Karakote in Tamil Nadu, a young girl Sangeeta enjoys her day at school, learning, playing, and studying computers with her friends. A year back, her life was very different. Forced to drop out of school by her parents, Sangeeta's day would begin at the crack of dawn by milking cows. She then helped her parents in tending fields and finishing household chores. The scenario changed when Intel's project-based learning was introduced in the village school. The effort was led by Miss Magadali, a government school teacher in Karakote who underwent training through the Intel Teach program.
I got my appointment in 2004 July. When I entered the school, I was very much shocked to see the attendance of the students because so many students are from poor family, their parents belong to a laborer. So the parents, they cannot give any importance to education. The student cannot come to the school regularly. So I thought how to overcome this problem.
Enrolling her existing students into the project, she helped set up meetings with the village panchayat, where they all came up with the idea of spreading an awareness campaign to educate the entire village on the need to stop child labor. The students collect information on child labor and conducted several feasibility surveys in the prevailing areas. They decided to take a direct approach and talk to both the students as well as their parents.
நாங்கள் சங்கீதாவை பார்க்க போனோம் மேடம். அந்த பொண்ணு ரொம்ப பாவம், வீட்டு வேலை செஞ்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறமா ஆடு மாடெல்லாம் ஓட்டிட்டு போணுச்சு. அவங்க அம்மா வீட்டில் இல்லாதனால அந்த பொண்ணு வீட்டில் உள்ள எல்லா வேலையும் செஞ்சுச்சு. அந்த பொண்ணு நாங்கள் போய் பேசும்போது அந்த பொண்ணு ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் வரமாட்டேன், எங்கள் அம்மா திட்டுவாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிச்சு. அதுக்கப்புறமா அவங்க அம்மாட்ட கூப்பிட்டு உங்கள் அப்பாட்ட கூப்பிட்டு சொல்லும்போது அவங்க அப்பா ஃபஸ்ட்டு விட மாட்டேன்னு சொன்னாங்க.
நாங்கள் கிராமவாசிகள் குழந்தைகளுக்கு ஒரு ஒத்துழைப்பு கொடுத்து நாங்கள் பள்ளிக்கு குழந்தைகளை அனுப்பி வைக்கின்றோம். குழந்தை தொழிலாளர்கள் ஒழிப்பு சொல்லி குழந்தைகள் எல்லாம் சீரடி வைத்தார்கள்.
Child labor was a big issue in this village because of the initiative program of our project students. 9 children have brought back to the school. Now it's not an issue in this village.
Helping our teachers to understand and use technology will have direct ties to our students understanding and using technology for learning. Professional development is the way to help our teachers. The IT department leader for 7 schools of Makatang in the Worli Parel area in Mumbai, India, Ms. Uma Kogakar, was interviewed through email as part of a group project I participated in. Ms. Kogakar writes about technology and professional development that she says her teachers need more training alongside the increase in infrastructure as well as more non-instructional time to equip themselves with IT skills. One way that India is working to provide this type of professional development on a wide scale is through teleconferencing workshops. Panagrani describes that teleconferencing has many uses in an educational setting, and because of the advancements in technology, it is a cost-effective way to share information and learning all over the country to help make learning more universal. He continues that teachers continually need training, and the better the training, the more likely it is to affect teaching and therefore student learning. Because the trainees do not have to travel to participate in workshops, there is a greater potential to be able to participate in more trainings and have access to support even after the workshop is done. Another form of professional development in India is offered by technology corporations. Intel is one such corporation that has developed the Intel Essentials course to help improve schools in India. Daniel Light conducted case studies about schools whose teachers had participated in this course and were successfully integrating information and communication technology. After completing the Essentials course, teachers felt more comfortable and confident in integrating ICT and developed new activities and teaching approaches to use with their students. One important aspect of this professional development was that the teachers developed a unit for integrating ICT in their classrooms and then carried out that unit. Instead of just discussing ICT and how it was important to use them in the classroom, they actually experimented with ICT. In addition, the learning did not stop at the end of the course. Teachers participated in ongoing professional learning and continually worked to be better. The schools in India that were successfully integrating technology after this course encouraged common planning times and sharing new information. Teachers, especially in Mumbai, continued to attend different professional development workshops and bring back new knowledge to colleagues. But even in the village school in India that was examined, where spending money to attend workshops was not available, teachers met together to discuss their teaching. What implications does this information have on the professional development for the New Providence School District? I urge you to look into different avenues for professional development for our teachers and encourage continuing development. We have been very focused on workshops developed in-house. While we do have many talented teachers and experts in a variety of fields employed in our school, there is a whole world out there with information to share. We encourage our students to study other countries and cultures and communicate with people from around the world, but we don't do the same with our teachers. By participating in an out-of-district workshop, teachers could build a wider net of connections from which to gain insights, experiences, and possible classroom connections for students.